One of the most common questions that I get asked in the comments of my video and on Twitter is, how do I pitch my brilliant video game idea to a publisher? And the short answer to that question is you don't. Let me ask you a series of questions. Are you pitching the sequel to an already successful video game and you work at the studio that makes that series? That'll probably work. You probably get that meeting. No. Are you a successful and relatively famous video game executive producer or other creative that has been working in the industry for decades? Even if you are, you might not get that meeting, but if you aren't, you're probably not getting that meeting. The reality is that publishers aren't taking your meeting to get the elevator pitch for a video game. They have hundreds of people within their structure that are pitching video games to them all the time. I have decks, well, I don't have them anymore, but I built decks with dozens of pitches within the same deck just to have something ready in case the opportunity presented itself to pitch something. Within a publishing organization, you kind of can't start something without having pitched it to somebody, unless you're really, really sneaky, which does happen. So within the structure that already exists, there are pitches flying around all the time. And most of the time, the answer to even those pitches pitched by senior people with track records within the organization is no. Publishers don't like spending money. They have things they understand. They're not looking to add a whole bunch of additional games to their slate. But games do get published, they do get picked up. So how does that happen? The reality is that happens by having more. So what do these situations have in common? Well, basically, the publisher is looking for confidence. They're looking for something that is a track record or something that is evidence. If you are pitching a sequel to a successful game, that's a track record, that's evidence. If you are someone who has been successful in the video game industry, that's a track record, that's evidence. It's not as much as pitching the sequel, but it's something. If you are coming in cold and they have no idea who you are, then they're gonna need a little bit more. So if all you have is an elevator pitch, a couple of really jazzy sounding sentences, you're not even getting anyone to pay attention to you unless you actually manage to be in an elevator with the right person at the right moment in time. Nobody is listening. And I hate to tell you this, but even if you manage to get that guy in the elevator, even if someone pulled the fire alarm and you're trapped in that elevator with a person who has the power to say yes, the yes you get in that elevator might not really be a yes. There are lots of ways to turn that yes into a no after the fact. The best case with that elevator pitch is that you get a follow-up meeting that allows you to show more. If you have a bit more, you have a PowerPoint presentation that includes a business model and market research. Maybe that gets you a little bit further, but it's still not really gonna get a big monolithic publisher to back you. What you really need is something that they can play. You need to have a game. So in order to pitch a game, you kind of need to have a game, or at least something that is approaching a game or looks like a game in the 45 minutes that you're going to manage to get them to pay attention. And even that isn't necessarily going to get you greenlit. It might not even get you the meeting. Famously, Ray and Greg only managed to get the meeting for Baldur's Gate with Interplay because they were down in Los Angeles to meet with a different publisher. They had sent that to them, but it was just sitting in the slush pile, being ignored. At the end of the day, I hate to tell you this, the way to get someone to listen to your pitch is to do more than you think you need to do and hope you get stuck in an elevator with someone who actually has the power to say yes. But even then, the answer might be no. EA said no to Rocket League, famously, and they had a lot to show about that game. the more cookie cutter your game idea is, the easier it is for the executives to understand, but also the greater the chance that they already feel like they have something that feels that niche. The more out there and interesting and creative and pushing of the industry that your video game is, the more confusing and scary and dangerous it's going to sound to the executive. So the trick is you need something that sounds understandable, but also interesting and intriguing. You want something that sounds innovative enough. You want something that sounds like it's going to make $1 billion, but somehow not just be a copy of something else that the publisher is already making. And unfortunately, exactly what that pitch looks like is going to be very dependent upon the executive that you actually end up talking to, because some executives love taking risks on crazy flyers. Some executives are incredibly pragmatic and their default stance is no on almost anything unless they're essentially forced to add another game to their portfolio. And unless you have contacts within the industry, it's going to be really hard for you to figure out what you're going to be dealing with, who you're going to be dealing with. This is where it's going to be a huge advantage to be a story shaper or even a storyteller, so that you can morph and evolve your storytelling and the story you are actually telling to the audience as you go. If you are a story crafter, you're going in with a well-crafted story, but if it's missing the mark, if it's not hitting the executive that you're talking to, then you're kind of stuck. So this is probably sounding pretty bad, but the reality is in a way, it's actually even worse than this, because what you're getting is this focus on things with track record, an overemphasis on people who have a track record of shipping games, an overemphasis on studios that have a track record of shipping games, an overemphasis on genres or settings that have a track record of selling well. And what is the consequence of all of that is you have this homogeneity within the AAA video game industry, because they are risk averse, and that means they're not willing to even entertain pitches from people they're not familiar with, from studios they're not familiar with, in genres they're not familiar with. And as a result, there's a lack of diversity of voices at a lot of these big publishers, because it's people like me who are the ones that are actually able to pitch, because we're the ones who have the track record. We're the ones who've been in the industry long enough. So I know this isn't the news that everyone wants to hear. I think people are expecting me to say, well, the way you pitch your video game is you fill out this PowerPoint template and you mail it to this address, and then they're going to look at it, and if it's a good idea, they're going to be like ching, ching, ching and throwing money at you. And that's just not the way that this happens. That's not the way that this works. And I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but that's just the truth. So this has probably popped a lot of people's bubbles, destroyed a lot of dreams. If you are still trying to get started, what do you do? Well, there's a lot you can do. Start to build your track record. Either make games on your own or get yourself into a studio where you can learn from people with more seniority than you and start to get your ideas heard. Start to make contacts within the industry. There are lots of different conventions that are worth attending. If you're relatively new to the industry, GDC is an excellent place to start to make contacts. There are lots of places to get your name out there. People don't really pass around business cards anymore, but basically pass around your business cards. Unfortunately, right now, with things being the way they are, these aren't really happening in person, but look for opportunities to get yourself out there. You're not getting your idea pitched to a producer, but maybe you can start to build towards that as you work on other things, as you get your name established within the industry. Or, like I said before, make game to pitch game. So start making the game that you want to pitch. As you make more and more of it, your ability to pitch it is going to become easier and easier. And frankly, maybe you'll reach the point where you realize you don't need to pitch it. You don't need a publisher. You've got everything you need yourself, and you can do this on your own. I believe in you. Get out there, make game to pitch game, make game. A special thanks to my members. They provide the resources that this channel needs to keep running. If you are interested in becoming a member, there will be a link down in the description. If you found this interesting, please give it a thumbs up. If you know someone that needs to hear this unfortunately harsh message, please forward this video to them. I will see you again soon. Thank you.